I can do the Fireb0rn reaction thing maybe tomorrow then. Actually, there's nothing stopping me from doing that now. What's his name? Fireb0rn. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay, so I've seen this video a lot. So I kind of know how it goes a lot of the time. Okay, but let's start this video. Oh, I love this beginning, man. I love it. This editing
appeared to be almost completely undodgeable, and the boss only became more and more difficult as the fight continued. Most would suspect.
Does it though? Like it does. I mean, like it kind of does. Like it. I feel when it comes to 1.0, it's not as big of when in comparison to 2.0. The jump between phases is not as big as it is in 2.0, because like the 1.0 plat, it's a bit of a learning curve, but it's not that bad. It's just annoying with the orbs. The orbs are probably the biggest problem in the 1.0, so I wouldn't say it gets much harder throughout the fight. It's more like bullshit throughout the fight.
That the boss would remove.
But look at this movement. Like, this is so ahead of its time. Like, this movement is so ahead. The defeat of Any Radiance. I cannot wait to pick a title sequence like that. I already know how. For when I make I'm gonna take a bunch of inspiration when I make my clear video, like similar to how. So basically, of how Team Guy, I'm gonna say, defeated 2.0. I'm gonna take a lot of inspiration from this video, but I'm also gonna take a lot of it if any of you have seen Summoning Salt or Bismuth's video. I'm gonna take a lot of inspiration from that, in terms of how I'm gonna make it. So yeah.
In short, it's a mod created by Bob Fred, built from the code of
the GOAT. Bob Fred, the GOAT.
Much easier modded version of Absolute Radiance called Ultimatum Radiance by Allison.
Okay, can I finally want to rant about Ultimatum Radiance. That boss, Ultimatum Radiance, is so goddamn glitchy. Like, if you think the curse of 1.0, the Descending Dark Curse on 1.0 is bad, it happens so often on Ultimatum Radiance to the point where it's like actually infuriating. Really? You're crazy. You must be on... Oh, no. I'm on 1.4. Keep in mind, I'm on 1.4. So whenever I fought it, I must have fought it on the really glitchy version. Because god fucking damn, I could not beat that boss. I mean, I did. I beat it, like... It's so bad!
Facing a fucking moron! Get out! No!
I unironically hate the boss. But objectively, it's a cool boss. Like, objectively, it's cool.
Sure. It was numerous attacks, several of which are used in other phases throughout the fight. First is Any Radiance's beam.
The only attack that's not used in Plats, which is what I'm guessing is he's assuming, is the Sword Rain. Everything else is used. So that was a bit weird line, but still very nice.
Burst. The Sword Burst, an attack which had already been difficult to react to, had even less of a telegraph, appearing practically instantaneously. On top of that,
for me, for speaking of when I fought 1.0 and 2.0, the Sword Burst thing was so fucking hard to get used to.
Any Radiance fires sword and beam walls, but instead of appearing on just one side of the screen, they appear on both sides.
This was bullshit. Why the fuck did Bob Fred do this? I fucking hate this attack. When I was first fighting, what's it called? 1.0? Oh, yeah, but like, it wasn't as fast. With 1.0 though, holy shit, it got so fucking fast to the point where it was so bullshit to dodge. God, I fucking hated that so much. Finally, I logged into Twitch. We can go full screen now. Jeez, finally.
Screen. Converging on the player in the center is the sword rain. In the original fight...
This is really annoying. See, okay, I'm just gonna give you a little timid of 2.0. When it comes to 2.0 Sword Rain, at first, it's Sword Rain might be hated. Yeah, Sword Rain I find is Sword Rain is the most, it's the worst attack. It is. It's one of the worst attacks. But it's bullshit. It's really hard at first in 2.0 when you are, what's it called, trying to like get used to all the fucking spin attack face dances, and then a sword rain would come. Dodging that took so long for me to learn.
Absolute Radiance spawns each wave of swords individually, with breaks in between.
Unlike 2.0, which spawns it as one continuous sword.
And can spawn spikes on the ground, covering one half of the entire platform. But the spikes
I remember back when I had at least one half of the floor. Those were the good old days.
Temporarily disappear once the player touches them. In the next phase, the spike floor phase, spikes spawn.
Bro, I hated this. Okay, I know like I'm doing 2.0 now. There's spike floor constantly. But the 1.0 spike floor phase for such a long time was such a barrier to me.
I go do tell.
I would get, because I'd never done anything floorless before like this. So when I got to the spike floor phase for like the first time, I was freaking the fuck out, and then it took me so long to get past it. That's why when I actually started doing 2.0 consistently, I hated it, because I had to do the spike floor phase all the time, constantly, with no descending dark. It's like actually bullshit. But yeah, this is a lot easier in this phase, because, well, there's many things that happen. It's just easier, because you can descending dark.
Any Radiance, however, generates swords at an absurd rate. For every
Bro, I miss when the sword rain was that slow. I look at this now, and I'm just like, this is so easy to dodge. Like, if you, like, the 2.0 sword rain is so much harder than this, because of the fact that there's no gap in between the sword rains. It's like one long continuous pathway of swords. It's so bullshit. Like, it kind of blows my mind that the sword rain in phase 1 was ever considered hard in 1.0. Oh shit. Fuck.
The platform phase is more difficult.
Bro, I'm so mad. I hate the... Okay. I hate the asymmetry in the platform phase. Not because the plats are different length, but because look at how fucking big the gap is on the right side. There's nothing there. Like, I really fucking wish Team Cherry didn't remove here. I'll show you what I mean. Basically, in the regular Hollow Knight fight, there is another platform on the bottom right, similar to the really thick platform on the bottom left. But for some fucking reason, Team Cherry took it out in this fight. And I'm just thinking, like, if that platform was there, 2.0 would be so easy. It's in the regular Radiance fight. If any of you have fought regular Radiance, which obviously all of you have, it's on the right side. The most right platform was removed. And I hate that so much, because if it was still there, no, I'm not excited. Well, yeah, kind of actually. If the platform was still there, it would have made 2.0 so much more interesting. But it's not there, so fuck us.
The single change, however, which pushes the difficulty of this phase over the top is its new beam wall attack. It gives the player just a moment's notice to use invincibility.
Bro, this beam wall, like, it's like... Shut up, Noah. This beam wall in Platts, to me, it's so babyish now because I literally have pixels to dodge the beam wall in 2.0. I have pixels. I have to go off the auditory thing because the thing moves so fast, like auditory cues, because the thing moves so fast. By the time I see it, it's already too late. Like, it's so hard to dodge this in 2.0 consistently at first. Eventually, it becomes basically muscle memory.
Without warning, damaging the player and giving them no opportunity to dodge. These beams also appear at twice the rate of Absolute Radiance's beams. Ignoring all other phases, this alone would convince most that this boss is not humanly beatable.
This phase is also what made 2.0 seem impossible, because it was like you could already not get past Platts consistently before. You with enough health, but now, like, but back then it was like, oh damn, then you, like, with 2.0 back before Hornet, well, even during Hornet, it was like, if you could even get past Platts, you would never be able to do the climb, which is why 2.0 was considered impossible, which is why me beating the climb was so significant, because I did it with so little health. But here, I could only imagine how when this boss was released, how fucking shit this climb was.
Orbs spawn far more rapidly than in the original fight, meaning the player must remain vigilant to keep track of.
This is such a shit fucking strat that Puffhead used.
Just one or two small mistakes will result in a loss.
I'm so scared about that on 2.0. Imagine I actually get past the climb and I'm on top of 2.0. The final phase is a minute long. That is going to be the longest minute of my life. And then the final phase is just, you have to keep the consistent pattern. There's, again, no room to fuck up in the final phase. You do it hitless or you die. Like, the chance of getting in with enough health to do 2 hits of damage is so unbelievably unlikely. Like, my heart rate, I would not be surprised if my heart rate skyrockets past 160. That shit, I'm gonna be like in a fucking Twilight Realm. It's gonna be so hard and so long, but I trained for it. If I fuck up, it's on me, not anything else.
Hollow Knight player. If you've watched my other videos, you might be aware that Cotton is known for using invincibility to cheat a Pantheon 5 hitless run, and potentially used invincibility in other hitless boss videos as well. But make no mistake, Cotton is still one of the most skilled players of the game, and he rose—
If you guys don't know, Cotton actually, no, he didn't cheat Any Rad. It's been proven he didn't cheat Any Rad. But if you look, Cotton actually did beat R5 legitimately about a year ago, so congrats to Cotton for at least trying again.
to fame. Cotton's charm build was unique. He used Soul Eater carefully.
I don't know why he used Soul Eater. I really like Soul Eater for me in Unless You're Over Charming for Radiant is bad in 1.0. Like, okay, this charm build, like, it's actually, to me, this charm build is horrible. For me, I would have put in Quick Slash, taken out Unbreakable Heart, and put in Strength instead, because that's the build I used. Soul Eater and Unbreakable Heart to me just doesn't seem... Yeah, but for me, the damage you do with Quick Slash is so much more... It's so much quicker than fucking... It's just so much quicker. It's just like... No, so yeah, but no hit equals loss. I don't know. Just to me, this is not the best. But hey, he got the clear, so that's all that matters.
Telegraphed by spikes appearing on each outer edge of the platform. When the player sees this, they have a moment to heal before it begins. But Cotton began healing too late, and a sword immediately descended upon him.
Bro, I feel that. I feel that. Like, you guys literally saw me get that today. Like, that sucks.
Reached the platform phase. He demonstrated one way to dodge the beam wall attack, shade cloaking.
He was so close to discovering shade cloaking. Like that, when I watched this video again, that actually scared me how close he was to discovering what eventually would make 2.0 beatable. Like, that kind of is just whack to me.
Through one wall and then using Descending Dark onto a platform for the other. He wanted a chance of completing the climb. He needed to be at full health, so he played the platform phase patiently, attempting to find a moment.
I wish I could play plats in 2.0 patiently, man.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy.
In 2.0, you want plats to be done as fast as possible.
Alder Shell is able to take 4 hits before breaking, removing the charm's effect completely, but it also costs soul to use. Through use of this charm and another lucky activation of Carefree Melody, Cotton reached the final phase of the fight.
I'm not gonna lie though, I don't know if it was Cotton himself who discovered that, but that must have been such an interesting thing for him to discover. Like, that is actually genius that he actually discovered that. Like, I would consider discovering that equivalent to discovering the platform strategy for 2.0. Because that is so creative and just so cool that he actually thought to use that. It just shows that, like, a lot of the players are willing to, like, go to wonderful lengths to, actually beat this. So I figured this was just super interesting. I could really feel how, like, Khan would have felt, because I get that, because when I discovered the beam dash when I discovered how to dodge the beam wall in 2.0, it really was a eureka moment, and I could imagine that was the same for Cotton.
It would eventually inspire other players to do attempts as well. But although his
little thing, a lot of people have come to me and said that the same thing will happen with 2.0, that a lot of people will be inspired. I don't believe that. And me and Neo talked about this. This boss already is at the very limit of what is humanly possible. I really seriously do not think we will ever see another 2.0 clear after me and Neo are done with this boss. I seriously don't think anyone will ever try this boss again, because it's so bullshit. Like, 2.0 is so much worse than 1.0, whereas 1.0, you could do anything you want with it, but with 2.0, you just can't. So there probably won't be a rush like there was with 1.0.
All of 2020 passed without another contender stepping up to the plate. Some made attempts, but most eventually became frustrated and gave up. However,
literally the story of 2.0 though. A lot of people tried, most of them gave up.
After players bested all the other modded content...
What the fuck? That's a mod? What? I have never... It's washing machines. Washer nights.
One player in the world had managed to defeat. A player by the name of Chrome was the first to begin attempts of the boss, vying to be... Hunt Hustle was a player who saw how close Chrome was to defeating the boss and became inspired by it.
Aw, that's just like the story of me and Neo. Aw, that's so cute.
Hunt hardly needs an introduction. During the spike floor phase, Any Radiance's triple beam burst glitched and did not actually deal any damage. This was a huge find, as it allowed the player to attack Any Radiance for free whenever they noticed the beam burst attack in that phase.
A similar thing happens in 2.0 in the platform beam burst. For only a very limited time and not consistently, 2.0 won't spawn a hitbox sometimes, or it'll spawn a very, very tiny hitbox. So you can literally overlap with the beam and it won't come on.
Despite how Hunt and Cotton made this phase look, it is both incredibly nerve-wracking and extremely easy to make mistakes. But impressive.
Oh, yo, that orb, man. That orb barrage, man. That orb dodge is crazy.
Let me pose a question to you. Which do you find more impressive? The player who's a jack of all trades, master of none, or the one who completely masters a single skill to an inhuman level? Chrome was a player who always found the latter the most inspiring.
I want to know if Fireb0rn asked Chrome how he wanted to hit Chrome to be introduced, and if Chrome like sent him that. Like, this is just so cool. Like, just Chrome. I'm so lucky to actually have Chrome on Team Guy.
The final teleport Radiance intends to do may or may not get cancelled. This cancelled teleport occurs based on the following logic. Each of the attacks can be categorized into tiers, and if the second attack is in a higher tier than the first, the final teleport in the sequence will get cancelled. In other words, if Any Radiance performs a sword wall attack and performs 2 teleports as expected, Any Radiance's final teleport was not cancelled.
Okay, here's my version of this that I figured out on my own, because this is so complicated to actually remember in a fight. Basically, what I do is I say, okay, one teleport means she's going to do a burst attack. Anything else isn't a burst. So usually that's a delay. So I'm like, okay, is she gonna delay? Okay, that's either sword wall, sword rain, or beam wall. Is she doing one teleport? Okay, that's a burst attack. Because this is so hard to remember.
Its next attack. At only 2 HP, even a slight misstep would result in a loss. Earlier in the very same day, Chrome had already lost a run to the final phase, as an orb barely
No, Chrome, no!
evade. As for the run in question, this is what happened.
Oh man, I got the same thing in my run of if you saw my clear of 1.0, the same thing happened to me.
But when he unpaused, watch what happened. It was a sequence of events one could scarcely call fair. The spawn animation of the orb was camouflaged by Any Radiance's teleport. It was only...
That's so evil! Oh, that's so evil!
As soon as the phase begins, Chrome immediately takes damage to an orb barrage, and then has no time to collect himself before a beam wall lands on him too.
That's a 2.0 moment, man. That's such a 2.0 moment when you get hit by something else and then a beam wall comes and fucks you over. That's such a 2.0 moment. And then you go to Void, and then you get hit by the spike when you spawn. Like, oh my god.
Almost immediately after the phase begins, Chrome fails to lure an orb off screen, so it circles around and attacks him again, forcing him to...
That is so scary to watch because I'm worried I'm gonna get that in 2.0.
Dodge 2 orbs at once. Later in the phase, it happens again. But Chrome dashes into one of the orbs with...
Chrome was pixels away from losing that. Holy shit, let's go back on that.
In the phase, it happens again. But Chrome...
Look at that! He's at the very edge of Shade Dash. He is so lucky he didn't run face.
Chrome dashes into one of the orbs with Shade Cloak, destroying it. But as he falls back onto the screen, he comes just pixels away from falling into an...
Holy shit, that is so close!
Felt the urge to attempt it themselves. Zippy had already completed other extremely impressive challenges, such as defeating 2 pure vessels at once, hitless, defeating all bindings collector hitless, and had
that makes me want to throw up. Ew, all bindings collector, ew.
He could have chosen to heal to full, but wisely opted to save 1 spell worth of soul in case Descending Dark's invincibility frames were needed to dodge the beam wall.
A lot of people ask me why I don't do that in 2.0. The reason why is because in 2.0, basically, Abyss Shriek becomes as useful as Descending Dark. And simply put, you don't need Abyss Shriek to dodge every single attack in 2.0. The very likelihood that you'll need Abyss Shriek is really small. So if I'm gonna be at full, if I have the option of having 1 soul cast or full health, I'm gonna take the full health because that extra hit literally could make or break a run.
It cannot be understated just how difficult the orb barrage in this phase is to dodge. In fact, by this point, Chrome had begun to develop specific dodging patterns to the orb barrage attack depending on his position when the attack began.
I did the same thing with 2.0 when it comes to basically every fucking attack in the platform phase.
Snapping out, the next challenger to the boss appeared. That player was Neo Ixilarus.
Neo! It's Neo time! It's Neo time. Everyone celebrate. It's Neo time. Fuck on. Neo time!
Was new to the Hollow Knight challenge running scene, with only Pantheon 5 all bindings and a clear of Absolute Inferno King Grim on his gaming resume. But do no—
Yo, Neo, you're just like me! Except I didn't beat Inferno King Grim. I just beat Ultimatum. Let's go!
Before Any Radiance had time to begin its first attack, Neo landed a barrage of nail swings, hitting the boss an impressive 8 times.
Like, that is so hard to get, man. Like, that... Oh, it's so nice. It's funny, but it was funny, though. Yeah, bro, you voided an insane amount. It's funny now that you're doing 2.0, it's like, it's the same thing. You're just like me. No, I mean, like, he came into 1.0 completely new. Like me, he didn't do anything else, just some simple stuff.
Of the platform. Of course, if you're on the other side of the platform, you're not dealing damage.
I'm really curious about that too, Neo. Like, if one of us clears it, he's probably gonna have to come to one of us to explain how we did it. Because, like, there's so much that goes on with 2.0, man. So much more than 1.0. I seriously can never explain to you guys how much... Well, I will in an hour-long video. I will... It's so... 2.0 is so much more technically difficult than 1.0. It will take so much for Fire to actually analyze either mine or Neo's clear, or potentially both, since we're going to be the only ones who do this. It's going to be insane. Like... I mean, yeah, but the attacks are a lot harder, Gene. Like, way, way, way harder.
Neo, however, received a terrible pattern. An orb barrage, a beam wall, and another...
Fuck this combo. This combo is so shit in 1.0. Holy shit. I could never explain to you. In 2.0, this isn't that bad. Like, honestly, like, I could probably dodge this no problem now, but when I was attempting this, oh my fucking god, this was such a pain in the ass to dodge. It's so painful. Like, oh, I hated this combo.
Neo was thrown off balance and accidentally used Descending Dark into the...
I'm sorry to laugh, Neo, but that's pretty funny.
He didn't do so for a lack of patience, as his playstyle in the platform phase was the most patient of any player we've seen thus far.
That's, again, what I think really is why Neo was able to catch up in 2.0 so fast. I've been doing 2.0 for what, 800 hours now?
Damn!
Neo's been doing this for a fraction of that time, which is why, and because he knows how to be patient in the platform phase. I'm sure a lot of the skill, like the reason why he is able is because of the fact, I think that this video really showcases why Neo kind of stands out and why he does 2.0 a lot better. Just because, similar to Khan, he's kind of an innovator in what he's doing with Quick Slash. So, it makes sense.
And as he used it on subsequent platforms, he was actually lucky enough to complete a heal each time.
You'll notice in his health, he didn't gain any health. That's because of the Baldur's Shell glitch, where if you get hit with something right at the moment when Baldur's Shell heals you, then mask thing won't spawn, so it'll look like he didn't heal. Like, watch, if he gets this, he'll heal a bunch.
Finished the climb phase.
See how he healed 3? That's because the other 2 were already on screen. I do this all the time. So actually it's lucky timing, honestly. It's lucky timing because you get the best of both worlds. Free mask and the Baldur hit with minimal soul loss. It's like super lucky. I love getting it in 1.0, especially after 3 heals in a row. It's great.
Unlike all the others so far, he did not use Soul Eater for the additional soul.
Fuck Soul Eater!
Charm loadout only works if the player is confident that they can hit the boss consistently enough to always have the required soul.
That's why 2.0 is not good with Soul Eater, because in 2.0, you have to constantly be hitting 2.0. So Soul Eater's mute because, you're hitting it so fast already. You already have to do borderline nail cancels with my thing. I do nail cancels. Like, I do the sideways nail cancel that Neo does. It's just a lot harder for me because I'm not like as skilled as the rest of these guys, so I can't do nail cancels consistently. But even without nail cancels, for in 2.0, I'm still able to get enough to make it worth it to the point where Soul Eater would actually just be completely useless.
Second, HJT used Quick Slash to its maximum potential.
Oh, look at that! Hold on, let me rewind that. Ooh.
Second, HJT
Look at that.
used Quick Slash to its maximum
Look at the
potential.
nail cancel.
Quick Slash actually decreases the cooldown of the nail swing
Look
to
at this!
0.25
Look at this crazy man!
seconds, meaning that if the player is fast enough,
This
they
guy
can
is
theoretically
insane!
swing 4 times per second. But one quirk of this is that the duration of the nail swing animation is actually longer than this.
Wait, is this the TAS? Fuck! Is this the TAS? Is this the TAS? I thought this was HJT. Don't tell me this is the TAS. No! I thought this was HJT. Fuck. The TAS is insane, guys! The TAS, it's insane! Fuck!
Of the nail swing animation is actually quirk of this is that the duration swing 4
Let me go back.
meaning increases the cooldown of the nail swing.
I'm so fucking stupid.
I'm facing a fucking moron!
I'm so fucking dumb. This is why you come to my streams, to watch me be dumb.
Trapped him on top of a spike floor which was about to spawn. HJT shade cloaks perfectly into the minuscule
why,
gap
though?
between
Why?
2 swords.
He coulda just
HJT shade
jumped.
cloaks perfectly on top
Motherfucker
of a
coulda
spike
just
floor
jumped.
which was about to spawn. HJT shade cloaks
Why did he be
perfectly
extra? Why he extra? He could have just jumped. Oh my god, whatever.
into the minuscule gap between 2 swords. His dashing while still on screen so that he could stay within range of the boss, forcing him to dodge 2 orbs at once. HJT took a hit because of this, but Carefree Melody negated the damage. Just as it was about to happen again, HJT evaded the orb on the spiked platform and upslashing Any Radiance with style for the final
That
hit.
is so
It was a picture-perfect
smooth.
finish to the most impressive clear of the boss yet. Shortly after, Neo was met by a beam wall attack. To dodge it, the player must shade cloak through one wall, then hug that side of the screen until their shade cloak recovers. But a barrage of
Neo, you should have done a BV dash. Come on, man. Where's the good strats? Yeah, where's the BV dash, man? Come on.
and as he entered the platform phase, he did so with full health. He camped the bottom center platform, just
Yo, Neo, you were always the camper. We're the campers, bro. Let's go. You were the camper before. No wonder you're good at 2.0. Because you were always a camper.
so. Neo exploited every possible opportunity to heal and began the
Oh, that bonk was so sad, Neo. That bonk on that plat, that was sad. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so scared to get that in 2.0. Also, look at this, like, little knight. This a good pose. We don't talk about it.
This wasn't the first time he reached the phase, nor the 2nd, 5th, 10th, or even 15th, but the 20th.
Neo. I died in the final phase way too much. That's my fear of 2.0, man. I don't want to have to make a message like this, man. But I feel the pain in this message. I feel the pain. Because I also had to do the final phase so much. And then, last but not least,
At this
it's
point, Chrome was still
time.
continuing attempts of Ascended Any Radiance. It was a challenge run that would
Man, why Chrome gotta give such ass fucking quality?
Despite how simple Chrome made it look, when asked what his reaction was to defeating the boss, Chrome responded by saying, "I started breathing again," and told another
I'm gonna have the same reaction to 2.0. When I finally do 2.0, I feel like shackles are finally gonna be broken off my heart because I've been fighting this boss for like 5 months now.
Chrome was understandably reluctant to say he would attempt it for sure, but expressed that he might try for the Radiant Damageless Clear someday. Some other challenges
Did Chrome ever do that? I can't remember if Chrome ever actually did that.
Chrome is considering are defeating the boss using an unupgraded nail, only basic spells, or
wow! Chrome, where you at though? Yeah, this video might not have aged the best in some areas. It's still fantastic though. He's just like me. Neo, you gotta get on that shit.
Neo states that he's interested in beating the boss on Ascended difficulty himself, and is even considering Ascended nail only, a feat that...
Did you ever do that, Neo? Did you ever do Ascended nail only? It's really hard.
That is what being a god gamer is all about. It's about proving to yourself that with enough hard work and determination, you have the ability to realize what you desire.
I think that line too is what really inspired me to start doing 2.0. Because I remember I watched this video before I started doing 2.0, and I was really just like, what if I actually tried to make it real? And now we're on the precipice of it actually, of a clear for 2.0 actually being real. Like, that's actually insane.
I hope you enjoyed hearing the stories of these god gamers.
And that little end with Neo. Fireb0rns did you dirty. Hello everyone, this is the 33rd guy in the flesh post-production. I hope you liked the video. It took me like 30 hours to make because I've never made anything like this before. So I hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to subscribe and like the video. And to follow me on Twitch if you want to see any other 2.0 content or me react to anything else you would like me to see. Hopefully we'll be getting that 2.0 clear in the next couple of days. And until then, I wish you all a wonderful day, and I will see you all soon. Bye.